Okay.
Okay, I came to see Dr. Scott, oh gosh, I think in February, so about 4 months ago. And I was at a very low point. I'd been seeing many doctors, gastro doctors, had many stomach issues that were just kind of getting passed off as nothing. I had gained an extreme amount of weight by not really changing my diet that much. I had heartburn every single day. More than that was my increasing fatigue that I've had all my life, but got so bad that I couldn't even function during the day. I would drop my kids off from school and go home and sleep, and it was embarrassing that I had to do that. And that in turn causes, sadness within yourself and anxiety, and you just, feel like you lost your voice, and you know that there's something wrong, but you can't explain it, and you're not a doctor, so you don't know. But when I was at my lowest point, and I had colonoscopies and CT scans, and everyone was telling me I was fine. I was seeing thyroid doctors. I thought there was something wrong with my thyroid. I mean, it was just a vicious cycle, and I have always respected functional medicine doctors, and I had seen one in California, and I knew that out here health insurance didn't accept them, and I know the reasons why now. But I didn't care. I would have spent tens of thousands of dollars to figure out what was wrong with me. And my husband was very supportive, and I made the appointment with Dr. Scott just by kind of Googling information. And the process was great. It's kind of step-by-step process. There's information meetings, which are great to go to. And then just to understand how your gut affects everything truly in your body. People don't realize it and don't know. I didn't know. The information sessions, and then you start with your first and second appointment with blood work, and then from there you decide if you want to do the program. And for me, it was I'm doing it. I need to know what's going on, and the blood work is totally different than blood work. They test. I had tested with my doctors. It goes in depth as far as what they're testing for, genetic testing. But after my blood work, I had found out through Dr. Scott that I had the celiac gene, a gluten sensitivity gene, gluten issues. And I just couldn't believe that was what was causing all of this stuff wrong with me. I also had, for the last 6 years, burning feet. People laugh at me when I say that, but my feet would burn every single morning when I would wake up. And I was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis. I would get cortisone shots, which are awful. Didn't work. Nothing helped. I did the ice ball and the tennis ball, and nothing worked, and I felt like a crazy person. I would sometimes have to go on my butt down the stairs. So after, we determined this gluten thing, and I had to change my whole diet, which for me, my family owns a pizza store and a pizza restaurant, and I've grown up with pizza my entire life. Nobody would ever think that I could cut out everything that I cut out, but I went home and I did it. The very next day, I cut everything out. People were amazed. My husband, for sure, was like, "You really must have been sick for you to cut all this out." And I said I was. And a lot of people didn't know how sick I was. It makes me kind of emotional, but I cut it all out, and the first week was awful because it was like a detox, and it's crazy for you to see what your body does without that stuff inside you. It's crazy. I kept laughing, calling it gluten rehab. I need to go to rehab to do this because all of my symptoms increased that first week. The fatigue, the burning feet, the heartburn, everything was awful. The bloating. Everything increased, and then I'd say by the 9th day, I was like, I woke up, and I was able to open my eyes and get out of bed. It seems like oh, everyone has a tough time getting out of bed. Like, I would struggle every day of my life to get out of my bed. And I was just the strangest feeling. And then I started walking, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my feet aren't burning. And come to find out, it's like nerve pain that people experience with gluten intolerance and things like that. And I couldn't believe it. That was the most enlightening two things, was the fatigue and the nerve pain. And I joke saying, I can't believe this is how normal people feel, because I've never in my life felt it. In looking back, sports and in school, this was the problem. And I was just poisoning myself, not knowing. But your gut truly affects everything. That affects your whole body, and it's crazy to think. But Dr. Scott explains all of that and explains why you have to cut things out. And when it comes to your health and you're kind of getting to an age where you worry about your health, you'll do anything for it. So, other than those major things, I think I'm 4 months in, and I haven't had gluten in 10 weeks. Yeah, I'm 10 weeks in. But, and I don't even care. All that other stuff too. I don't even care because I feel so good. So that's my story, and I feel great.